Today we're taking a look at the new 2024 Core SR by Bowtech Archery. Welcome back to Mike's Archery, and today we are taking a look at the new 2024 lineup from Bowtech, and we have got the new Core SR here on the table. So let's run through the specs on this new bow. Speed rating on the SR is going to be 344 feet per second with an axle-to-axle on this bow at 33 inches. That gives it an overall cam-to-cam length of 38 1/8 inch. The brace height on this bow is coming in at 6 inches, and the advertised weight from Bowtech is 4.5 pounds. Now, as we took it out of the box, threw it on the scales, out of the box we got 5 pounds even, and then as we took some stuff off of it, we got the weight down to about 4.8 pounds, coming in just a little bit heavier than what they are advertising. Now, as far as the draw length options on the cam, you're looking at 25 out to 30 inches, so a nice spread fitting most folks. Now, the draw weight options on this bow, you're limited to just a 50, 60, or 70 pound option. Bowtech does not offer the new SR in a heavier weight of that 80 that we're seeing from a lot of other folks, and they're also not giving you a lighter weight for younger archers, women, or somebody who just needs that lighter weight. Let-off adjustment on this cam is going to be adjustable 80 to 85%. Now, as we look at some of the features on the new Core SR, there are definitely some changes for this year that we did expect. With the integrated rest option from last year, they also gave you the new CenterMass Technology, which is an integrated sight option. If you want to utilize that, it's going to be basically black gold building things for Bowtech, and it is a slot in the riser, similar to GripLock, but it is just a flat bar going through that locks in there with a locking screw. It's a nice feature if you're wanting to get that integrated technology, bring everything center of the riser and really make it balance out a little better, get your quiver in tighter. It's all going to be an option if you want to use Bowtech's new CenterMass technology with that integrated rest. They kept with the DeadLock cam system, which we have loved for several years. That is one of the best tuning systems on the market. It's still there, allowing you to move that cam back and forth, tuning it perfectly without moving any shims or taking anything apart. Just an Allen wrench and move that cam back and forth. Now, with that said, they added the TimeLock to their hunting bows for this year. When we saw it on their target bows last year, we fully expected Bowtech to move that into their hunting bows for this year, and they did. It's a great feature with that TimeLock, allowing you to adjust the timing with just a simple turn of an Allen wrench. It makes it so much easier that you don't have to put it in a press, take your cables off. You can just tweak that. Now, if it gets way out of whack, obviously you're still going to need to do that. But if you just got incremental changes from weather or just stretch and creep on those strings, you're going to be able to take that out with the TimeLock system very easily. Now, one of the other new features was the GripLock for this year. That change allows you to adjust the grip in and out. The overall grip from Bowtech has always been a great feel. This allows you to get a little higher wrist option if you like a little different angle on that grip for your shooting style. Now, in those cams, they also kept that flip disc technology with a rotating mod, so you've still got that opportunity to shoot it on the comfort setting, which everything from the factory comes set with. Or if you want to flip that over and get the performance setting, you can gain maybe 7, maybe 9 feet per second, depending on your draw length and setup. Frankly, in our opinion, flipping that over, unless you just really need or want that extra speed, it does change the feel of the bow. It definitely makes it shoot a little stiffer. You do gain that 7, 8, 9 feet per second or so, but the overall feel loss to us is a negative, and we tend to keep it on that comfort setting. Now, they kept with their standard roller guard as well as their orbit dampeners on this bow, rounding out all the features with just a really solid performing hunting bow that is going to be one of the most tunable systems on the market. Now, as far as the color options for the new Core SR, they've got several solid colors with a black, flat dark earth, OD, as well as their smoke gray. And if you want a camo option on this new bow, you're going to be able to get it in a mossy oak country DNA, as well as an old school mossy oak bottomland. And you can still keep with the Realtree Edge, as well as a sub-alpine, an elevated 2, or a QU Verde. So a lot of great color options there from Bowtech to really make this bow stand out for your personality. Now, as far as the price point on the new Bowtech, you're looking at $12.99 retail. So that is going to be pretty similar to what we're seeing out of most folks, maybe a little bit higher than a few out there. But for a flagship bow, and especially with the extra tunability and features of the Bowtech, $12.99 for a flagship model is right where this bow needs to be. Just expect that if you're looking for a new top-end bow. Now from here, we're going to step back to the lane. We're going to shoot this bow over the chronograph. We'll be shooting it on our normal 70 pounds, 29-inch draw length at 85% let-off, and then giving you a breakdown of all those speeds from 350 out to 500 grain arrows. All right, so we have stepped back here to the lane, and we have got the new Bowtech Core SR here. And we're going to shoot this over the chronograph, give you a breakdown of all the speeds, as well as the decibel ratings and overall feel of this bow. As usual, we will be shooting it on 70 pounds, 29-inch draw length, and at 85%. So let's just see how the Core SR does here. All right, so with a 350 grain arrow, the Core SR is getting 316 feet per second. And with a 400 grain arrow, it drops down to 297. And with a 450 grain arrow, we got 281. And then as we went to that 500 grain arrow, we got 267 out of this new bow. So overall, putting up some really nice speeds here with the SR. It's exactly what we expected. It is the little bit faster version of the SS, but from that, we got a pretty nice feel out of this bow. Now, as far as the noise rating, we've got 96.7 decibels. For a hunting bow, is right there in the mid-range of what we've seen out of a lot of folks. Certainly not the quietest bow, but certainly not the loudest bow either. Going to be a nice quiet bow for the hunting setup. As far as the new performance on this SR, it's definitely not the fastest bow on the market, but it has some pretty nice speeds, and with that came a little more aggressive draw curve. It's still very smooth, but not as smooth as the SS, which is to be expected. If you're needing that smoother one, definitely go to SS because it is one of the better bows on the market with the smoothest draw. But the SR is getting that performance from that little stiffer draw curve, but overall still a great feel coming through. When it breaks over, it doesn't dump too hard, but it is certainly solid in the back wall. Now, as far as the grip, we like that new clutch grip system. It feels great where it's set from the factory, but if you're that guy that just wants to tweak that a little bit, get a little higher wrist grip out of it, that's going to be really nice to adjust that, give a little bit different feel, maybe set this bow specifically to where you need it to be. Now, the hand shock on this bow, exactly what you would expect out of a flagship. It's fairly dead in the hand, feels really nice, and the biggest thing about Bowtech is their tuning system. You're well aware of the TimeLock, which is new for this year, and the DeadLock system that they've had for years. We still feel it is one of the best systems on the market for getting these bows to tune on the line at the shop or at home. It's just simple to use, simple to set up, and we still feel that it's one of the top ones on the market. So overall, the new SR has got a great feel, great shootability, and all the tuning you could ever want out of a bow. So if you're looking for a new Bowtech Core SR for 2024, give us a call here at Mike's Archery or stop in and shoot one so we can get a new Bowtech in your hands.